Hello, everybody. It is Monday, 3rd of April. Hopefully you got some good April Fool's Day jokes coming through. I had a lot of them from my sons, so that was good fun on Saturday. And today we're going to have a full body workout. We'll start while seated. I'm just going to mute everyone. We've got some background noise, just making sure that we don't have any of that noise. There we go. I've clicked to mute everyone. Good. All right. So sitting down in a comfortable position on your mat, you could use a block or you could use a pillow. Just find a way where you feel comfortable. And actually, I'm going to straighten up my camera so that we have there we go. When you get down on the floor, this is an important point. I recommend either you do a lunge to get down on the floor, placing one knee down at a time, or you could open your legs nice and wide for a squat position. Squat down with your hips far back behind you until your hands can touch the floor. Then set one knee down at a time. And this is a very safe way to get on the floor. You could kneel the way I'm kneeling on my heels. You could sit down on a block with your ankles crossed in front of you. Get into a position which is good for you. Now we're going to practice that mindfulness technique. Just place one hand on your heart, doesn't matter which one. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just check in. How are you feeling right now? Breathe in, and as you breathe out, think in your own mind, I'm okay. Breathe in again. Think, I am safe. Breathe in again. Breathe out, I am ready to begin practicing yoga. Excellent. Clear your mat if you have a block or a pillow. Come up onto your hands and knees now. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's take a deep breath in and curl the spine, looking skyward. And breathe out and round the spine, look to your belly button. And let's keep going with that. And as you do cat and cow, I want to just bring home the idea to you that what is going on in the mind is going to affect the body. So when you just check in with your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, you can start controlling or changing the thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and you'll feel a change in your body as well. Also, you'll feel a change in your actions. If you tend to overdo, get overwhelmed, overeat, these sorts of things start as just an emotion or a feeling. Coming back to a flat back. Open your knees, touch your big toes together and sink down into a gentle child's pose. So by checking in, just noting and checking in regularly throughout your day, you can start to notice a change in your feelings. And that creates a change in your actions and a change in your body as well. Look forward, come up onto your hands and knees again. This time, keep your hands farther forward than your shoulders. Tuck your toes under and raise the knees, rising to a downward facing dog. Knees stay soft and bent. Bend your right knee, left heel comes down, and let's change. Left knee bends, right heel comes down, and change. And just sort of pedaling the feet, moving the knees, letting the hips move. get into a movement that feels really right for you. You kind of get a stretch through the waist as well. It feels really good. Coming back to center. Now we've got a down dog, but with the knees bent. Lift your right foot and place the top of the right foot down. Press down into the top of the right foot. Front ankle, front of the foot is stretching out. And tuck the toes back under, and we'll change. Left foot, top of the toes down, top of the foot pressing down, stretching out the front ankle. And release again. Okay. Step your feet back just a little bit to be able to move into a plank position. Shoulders over the hands, hips lower, but you've got curve in your low back. Press back to a down dog. And let's do that again. Breathing in, moving into a plank position. Shoulders over the hands, everything strong. Push back to down dog. And let's do that one more time. And instead of pushing back this time, let's softly lower the knees to the earth and lower the chest down gently and slowly. Once you're down here, point your toes and lengthen your legs out. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Rise to a small cobra, breathing in. Breathe out, come back down. Keep the legs strong, keep your glutes strong as well. Breathe in, rise again. Breathe out, coming back down. And let's go one more time. Breathing in, rise. And breathing out, come back down. Push up onto the hands and knees. Right hand off the mat, left hand on top. Press the hips back for a side body stretch. I just love these. They feel so good. Coming back, bring your hands off the left-hand side of your mat. Press the hips back, side body stretch. Coming back to center. Tucking your toes, come back to your down dog. Pedaling again the feet, and then begin stepping softly forward. One foot at a time, softly, softly, until you reach the front edge of your mat. Open your toes, big toes turn in, second toes point forward, get a space between second toe and third, fourth toe out, and last baby toe out. Grab your elbows and sway from side to side. Really releasing any tension in the low back, hips, even up to the neck. Then from here, bending your knees, set your hands just above your knees, on your thighs. Push against your hands to lift up to a small chair position. Hips back, chest lifting. Now bring your hands grabbing your thighs, like fingers on one side, thumbs inside. That is going to give you a good base to push one shoulder forward, turn and look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. This is a gentle twist. Left shoulder forward, look over your right. Good. Back to center. And again, right shoulder forward, twisting. Back to center. Left shoulder forward, twisting. Back to center. This is all prepping our body for movement. One more time each side. Good. Push now against both hands and rise all the way to standing. Now here, the legs are soft. They look straight, but they're not hyperextended. The knee stays soft. Give that little turning out sensation with your feet so it engages through the legs. Let your hips stay back. Let your ribs rise. Allow the arms to stretch straight by your sides. And let your head lift so that the chin, like your jawline, is parallel to the floor. And your eyes are at the horizon or just slightly higher. Bring your hands now to your heart center. So in a prayer position, this is called Namaskara. Close your eyes for a moment and just check in. How are you feeling right now? Open your eyes and let's raise the arms and stretch skyward. Get really long, expansive. And then bend your knees as you bring your hands to your heart center. And we get into that sort of skiing position, a shoes position. Elbows come down to knees, and then the hands come to the floor. Step your feet back one at a time into plank position. Lower the knees down and let's softly lower down to the earth. Point your toes, lengthening your legs. Rise to a cobra. Bring your chest back down. Push onto your hands and knees and take that downward facing dog pose. Okay. Bring your feet together right now. Raise your right leg with the knee bent, please. Okay? Push the knee up, and then watch this if you need to. I want you to come into a plank position. Bring the knee to the right elbow. Bring it back up behind you, and kick the leg forward as far as possible. If you don't get all the way to the front edge of the mat, no big deal. Step the rest of the way forward. Bend your knees low, hands to thighs, coming up into the chair position, arms by your ears, bouncing here 3, 2, and 1. Come up to standing like you're diving into a pool that's above you and push the water down, shoulders back, chin lifted, eyes at the horizon. Good. Hands to heart center, we go again. Deep breath in. We're not in a hurry. Take your time. Bending forward, elbows to knees. Hands come to the floor. Every movement counts. Step back to a plank position. Lower your knees softly and lower down with lots of mindfulness. Point your toes, lengthen your legs. Draw up to a cobra. Bring your chest back down. Push up onto the hands and knees. Lift up into a down dog position with knees soft. Raise your left leg now. Keep the knee bent. Yeah. Take a deep breath in. Bring the knee forward towards the left elbow. Really feel this core work, strong work in the leg. Lift the leg back up and kick it forward as far as possible. Step the rest of the way forward. Knees bend, hands to thighs, rise to a chair. Beautiful. Raise your arms by your ears and let's bounce it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll move just a little bit faster. Just raising the gear 1 level. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Stay mindful. Fold forward. We're in no hurry. Step back to plank. Lower your knees, lower down. Point your toes, lengthen, rise to cobra. Push back to down dog. Right leg lifts. Bring the knee towards the elbow into a plank. Bring it back up behind you. Kick it forward. Step the rest of the way forward. Hands to thighs, rise to chair. Arms by the ears, bounce it here. 3, 2, good. 1, up to standing. Going again. Same speed. Deep breath in. Folding. Stepping back to plank. Lowering down slowly. Point your toes, rise to cobra. Pushing back, down dog. Left leg lifts. Bring it to the elbow. Back up behind you. Kicking it forward. Step the rest of the way forward. Bend your knees, hands to thighs, into chair. Bouncing. 3, 2, 1. Stretch your arms by your sides. Good. We're going to ratchet it up a bit, going a little bit faster, and we add on. Stay present. Breathe deeply. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Let's go. Folding forward. Step back to your plank. Side plank. Either you lower the right knee and you lift your left arm, or you spin on both feet and lift your left arm. Hold it 3, 2, 1. Coming back. Lower your knees, 1 push-up, just 1. Moving down. Point your toes, lengthen, cobra. Down dog. Okay, everyone. Lift your right leg, knee is bent. Bring the knee to the right elbow. Back up again, to the left elbow. Hold the belly in. Back up again, to the right elbow. Back up and swing it forward. We just do 3 of those. Stepping the rest of the way forward. Bend your knees, hands to thighs. Come to chair. And we twist to our right. Twist, right hand to the right hip. Left hand to the knee. Turn, look over your shoulder. Good. Back up to chair. And dive into that swimming pool on the ceiling. Arms by your sides. Hands to heart center, same thing other side. Deep breath in. Folding. Woo. Stepping back to the plank. Side plank. Left knee comes down, right arm up, or spin both feet. Right arm up, hold it 3, hips up. 2, that's it. 1, coming back. Knees coming down. 1 push up. All the way down. Point your toes, lengthen to cobra. Down dog. Left leg lifts, knee is bent. Bring the left knee to the elbow. Back up. Cross it to the right elbow, underneath. Back up. 1 more time to the left. Back up and swing it forward. Stepping the rest of the way forward, bend your knees, hands to thighs. Lift. Arms up by your ears, twist to your left, coming back to center, dive into that swimming pool in the ceiling. Hands to heart center. We have 2 more rounds, everyone. Deep breath in, rise. Folding, elbows to knees, coming down, get into the plank. Spin to your left. Either the right knee comes down or you spin your feet. 3, 2, 1, coming back, knees come down, 1 push up. All the way down and into cobra. Down dog. Right knee up, lift it. To the right elbow. Up again, left elbow. Right elbow 1 more time. Swing it forward. Getting to the front edge of your mat, bend your knees, hands to thighs, chair, spin to your right, back to chair, dive into the ceiling. Last round, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, folding, yes, yes, yes. Step back to the plank. Left knee can come down or you spin, raise right arm, holding 3. Good, 2, hips up. 1, back to plank. Knees come down. 1, push up. All the way down. Point your toes, lengthen to cobra. Down dog. Woo, left leg up. Bring it to the left elbow. Back up to the right elbow. Back up, left elbow. And swing it forward. Stepping the rest of the way forward, knees bend low, hands to thighs, rising, arms by your ears, twist left, back to center, and dive into the ceiling, arms stretched by your sides. Right hand onto your chest, left hand onto your belly. Take in a deep breath, check in. How are you feeling right now? Just check in. Releasing your arms. Take a small step back to the center of your mat, so close to the center. Bend your knees, So this is the prep position. Hips go back a little bit when you bend your knees. Okay? Raise your right leg. Bring your arms in front of you, right arm on top of the left, and grab the elbows. Feel like you want to pull your elbows apart. This engages the upper back. It's super good for your posture. Hold this. Set your gaze in front of you, and it's kind of a one-legged squat, a small one-legged squat. 3. Pull your arms apart. 2. 1. Now release the arms, clasp the hands behind you, stretch your arm behind you, and send the right leg into an airplane position. Set your gaze at the floor, lift the leg, holding. 3, 2, 1. Releasing, come up to standing. Whew. Bend your knees again, getting that prepped position. Hips go a little bit back. Raise your left leg. Bring your arms in front of you, left arm on top of the right, and grab the elbows. Pull the elbows apart, like you're holding the elbows, but you want to pull them apart. Feel that upper back engagement. Holding. 3. Set your gaze. 2. Ideally breathing in and out of the nose only. 1. Release your arms, clasp your hands behind you, and send the left leg back into airplane. If you fall out of the posture, no big deal. No big deal. Just come back to the posture. 3, 2, 1. Rising back up. Whew. Step once again to the front edge of your mat. Hands at your hips. Bend your knees again and send the right leg behind you, a little bit more than halfway at the mat, or it could be at the halfway mark. Please don't make it a long lunge, which risks the hips. We wanted a shorter lunge. Okay? Bend your left knee, that's your front leg, and lift the right heel to turn everything forward. So you're in a lunging type position here. Now we're going to raise our arms in front of us and press the hips back. Yeah, rise back up. So that back knee moves towards the floor. Let's go. 5 times. 4. 3, be strong. 2, get as low as possible. 1, stay low. Bring your hands down in front of you and raise your right leg as high as possible. And we're going to pulse here. 5, get it up, up, up. 4, like you're kicking the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Step the right leg far behind you now, as far as possible. And turn to your right, turning both feet to the right, okay? So you're in an open stretch here. It's called the pyramid pose. Let yourself fold forward as far as possible. If it's possible, grab your ankles. Let the crown of your head drop down. Holding here, knees are soft, never hyperextend. Set your gaze at one point. One more deep breath in. Good. Hands come to the floor. Heels turn inwards. Now, from this position, you're going to squat down low and see if you can get your elbows to the insides of your knees. Tips of the fingers touch each other. And lift your head up. Hold here. It's a very funky position, opening the knees, tips of the fingers touch each other. Set your gaze at the floor and hold. Feel the inner thighs stretching, but also contracting to hold you. 3, 2, 1. Hands on the tops of the thighs. Lift the chest. Keep your hips back. So if I turn to the side, you'll see you're still in that squat with the hips back. Never tuck. Don't tuck the hips. Keep them back. Okay? From here, chest is lifting, arms out to the sides. Woo. Now bend at your elbows, palms face the ceiling. Sink down low. This looks like a little Egyptian dance position. Lift the chest. It's called the goddess position. And Luca, I know you like this one, so we're going to stay here for you. 3. Sink down low. 2. 1. Everybody come to standing. Hands to hips. Move the hips from side to side. Make a little circle. Change the direction. Turn your right foot diagonally forward, your left foot forward. You're going to push off the right leg and just come to standing at the front edge of your mat. We'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Knees soft. Send your left leg back. A little bit more than halfway behind you. It might be maybe a little bit less than a meter between your feet. Okay, we'll do those lunges first. Sink down, the knee goes down, hips go back, reach in front of you, and come back up. 4, get down low, feel that front leg working. 3, push the toes down, push the heel down. 2, yeah, good job. 1 more. Hands come down to the floor. Ay, 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 raise that back leg. It's the left leg that's up. Hold it up there, and we're going to kick the ceiling. 5, make it strong, squeeze the glute. 4, 3, you've got a good stretch going on behind the front leg. 2, 1 more kick up. Send the leg back behind you, and everyone turns to the left. So both feet parallel now. Hands are down. Let your head drop. Grab a hold of your ankles and hold here. Getting a good stretch down the backs of the legs, into the back, the glutes as well. Deep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Hands come down. Turn the heels inwards, toes pointing out to the side. Same position as before. I'll turn around so you see. Knees are wide, elbows go to the insides of the knees, touch the fingertips together. Sink down low, push the chest forward while you're opening the knees. Flatten out the back and hold. 5. Keep breathing through the nose. If it gets challenging, you can come out of it just for a second, but come back to it. 1 more deep breath in. Hands to thighs. Now lift the chest. Get up high, hips back. Raise the arms and up. Now this time, pull the elbows down. Palms open towards the sky, like you're grabbing onto 2 apples off the tree. Sink down low, lift the chest, holding 3. Goddess pose. 2. Ooh, feeling those thighs. 1. Coming up to standing. Ooh. Hands to hips, move those hips. Little circle. Well done. Change the direction. Good stuff, everyone. Your right foot now faces the front. Turn your left foot forward. Hands to hips, bend the knees, be strong, and push off the back leg, coming to the front edge of the mat. Good. Bend your right knee. Bring it out to the side. You could be at the ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Raise your eyes, raise your arms, lifting your chest. Set your gaze at one point and stay calm. This can be a moment to check in as well. How are you feeling? Hands to hips, lower the leg down. Changing sides, left knee bends. Bring it either to the ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Arms come up, palms open, lift the chest, set your gaze. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Hands to hips and lower the leg down. Good. Bring your feet to the front edge of your mat. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, let's rise. Lift the arms, lift the eyes. Folding, elbows come to knees, sink your hips back. Bring the hands down, step back to a plank position. Everyone hold your plank. Belly in, lift the perineum up at the same time. Now you could stay in this plank, or you could lower your knees if it gets to be too much. We're going to take a little bit more effort to step the right foot out, then the left. Bring the right foot in and the left in. If you're on your knees, you can do this too. Left foot out, right foot out, left foot in, right foot in. And again, right foot out. Left, either on your toes or knees. Right, left. One more time, left foot. Right, left foot, and right. Lower the knees now. Good job. Lower down onto the chest. Hands under the forehead. Move your hips from side to side, just to let go and to relax. Well done, everyone. Very good. Lifting your head, open your feet as wide as your mat. And we're going to start just by lifting the legs. Keep your hands onto the floor. Lift both legs up. Feel the engagement down the backs of the legs. It can even go into the calves. So you feel the low back, glutes, hamstrings, maybe even the calves. Now bring the feet as close together as possible. If you can touch the heels and toes, great. And then bring them apart. Bring them together and apart. Together and apart. Feel the squeeze, feel the work down the back body. This is so important to work the back body. 2 more. These are muscles that help us to jump and to keep the back body healthy. Lower the legs, lower the head, and move from side to side. Lifting your head. This time, bring your elbows out to the sides in the cactus type position. And we're going to lift the arms higher and squeeze the shoulder blades and come back down. Keep your legs and feet down this time. So lifting, squeezing, and lowering back down. Lifting and squeezing. Ideally, you breathe in as you lift. Breathe out as you lower. Why? Because when we lift, we're expanding the front body. And we lower, we're releasing. 2 more times. Breathing in, expand, breathe out, release. 1 more. Breathing in, expanding. Coming back down, hands under the forehead. Again, move the hips from side to side. It helps to relax the low back. Bring your feet in a little bit. So not quite touching, but not as wide as your mat. You're at hip width now. Hands under the shoulders. This next posture is the mother of all postures for your posture. So draw your shoulder blades in towards each other. It's a well-known posture. It is Cobra. Press into your hands. Draw the shoulders back. Lift the chin. Set your gaze in front of you. If you feel too much your low back, push your tailbone towards your heels. So feel like you're engaging to push the tailbone towards the heels. Hold the position, drawing the shoulders back. Push into the hands. 3. Deep breaths. 2. 1 more. Coming back down. Hands under the forehead. Move the hips. Letting go. Good job. We'll come back to some back work in a moment. I want you to stretch your right arm to your right ear, roll to your right hand side, knees bend, getting into the hips and those protective muscles of the hips. Stretch your left leg, turn the toes down, and we're going to lift the left leg. 10, 9, good, 8, 7, feel the squeeze on the outside. 5, 4, 3, so good for you. 2, hold it there. 1, now you're going to press with the heel. Here we go. 10, push like you're pushing the wall. 8, 7, yes, 6, 5, 4, 3, so good. 2, hold it there. 1, lift the leg as high as possible. Even higher. Ooh, yeah. So good, a little bit higher. Oh my goodness, bring the leg down. Stretch the legs, roll onto the tummy, hands under the forehead, move your hips from side to side. All right. Bend your knees. Either set your hands onto your heels. You could grab your ankles if you really prefer the natural bow pose, the original one. Just be careful of the hips because we move the femur bone out of its proper place when we do that. So if you put your hands at your heels, you press upwards, it keeps the femur bone in place by contraction of the glutes. Squeeze the shoulder blades and hold here. 5, 4, this is the last back work. 3, 2, 1, come on down. Okay, stretch your legs, turn onto your left-hand side this time. So I'm going to be facing back away from you. Bend your knees, right hand in front of you, stretch your right leg out. So now we're working the right glute. And you'll raise the leg 10 times. Turn the toes down, heel up. 7, 6, 5, if you have the proper position, you won't be able to lift the leg very high. 2 and 1, hold the leg there, and we press with the heel. 10, like we're pushing the wall. Push it away, really feel the contraction and the power in the leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold the leg there and lift a little higher. A little higher. Oh my goodness. 1 more, up. And then down we go. Bend the knees. Lift yourself up from the side. Come up onto your hands and knees now. Open your knees, and we take that favorite posture of all time, child's pose. Bring your hands underneath the forehead if you wish, or stretched out in front of you. And in this position, you just breathe, and let's take the time to check in. How are you feeling right now? Not just physically, but emotionally. And check in on your stress level. Where is the stress level right now? Hands to either side of the head. Press into the floor to lift the head up. Good. Now either you could bring your knees in, you could come to a kneeling position, or you could be on your heels, depending on how you feel. Raise your right arm up, bring the hand behind the neck, left arm, draw it back, turn and reach. If you don't touch the hands, it's okay. Just reach for them. And you get to your maximum position, your maximum stretch. And this is mobility in the shoulders. Close your eyes. Calming the nervous system down. Keep your head and spine in one line. And let's release the hands. Fingertips on the floor, rolling the shoulders. Ooh, feels so good. Left arm comes up, over the head and reach down the back, the upper back. Right hand turns and reaches up the back. If you don't touch the hands, it's not a big deal, just reach for them. Lengthen your neck and your spine as well. Close your eyes and stay calm. Feel your breath moving in and out. One more deep breath in. And let's release. Good. Fingertips on the floor, roll the shoulders. Okay. Bring your feet to one side, doesn't matter which side. Let's come to seated position. And here we're going to do a small mobility work, which I want everyone to be very, very careful of the low back. We're going to stretch our legs out, feet flex. This is one of these classic yoga positions. It's called Paschimottanasana, but we're going to adjust it to be protective of the back. Hands will be behind us. You'll lift your spine as much as possible. Check that you have curve in your low back and push against your hands. Doing it this way, you won't go very far. It's almost impossible for anyone to have a lifted spine and place their face on their legs. It's almost impossible. Unless you're a contortionist, okay? Which that's only like 0.0001% of the population. So you want to keep the low back curved and lifted and keep it protective of your back. We've already held it there for a little while. Let's take another deep breath in. See if you can go a little bit farther. The bend is actually at the hips, not at the back. And then release. Now point your toes. Hands go behind you, fingers are facing the toes. Now we have two different choices here. You could lift the whole lower body up off the floor and let your head go back, or you could set your feet flat and lift up into what's called the tabletop position. Do what feels good for your shoulders, your neck, your head, and the rest of your body. So you should be in the position already. Hold for another 3. Good. 2, 1. Coming back down. So good. Bend your right knee, bring it over the left leg. Grab a hold of the right knee and lift your right arm as you twist to the right. Turn and look over your right shoulder. Unwinding. Let's uncross and change legs. Left knee over the right. Grab a hold of the left knee. Left arm comes up and twist, looking over your left shoulder. Excellent. Unwinding, bending both knees. Hold the belly in as you roll down onto your back. Feet at hip width, knees at hip width, elbows into the floor. Lift your hips up halfway to maximum, halfway. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, squeeze the knees and lift the perineum up to the belly button. Breathing in, open. Breathe out. Breathing in and opening. So keep going. This is not deep, slow breaths. This is a punctual breath along with the contraction of the perineum. Breathe in and open. 4 more. 2 more. That's it. Here's the last one. Good. Bring the hips down. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Hands at the fronts of the hips, just for a moment. Reset the elbows into the floor. This position is good to work on your posture as well, because you press the elbows down and open the chest. Press your feet against each other, lift the hips for frog bridge, and we press up 10, squeeze, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, almost there, 4, yes, 3, 2, 1, hips come down, knees back up and feet at hip width. Reset your elbows. Now we go into our maximum yogic bridge. Okay, Diana, I know you're waiting for this one, so let's go. Hips all the way up, squeeze your glutes tight, lifting up. You're up on the backs of your shoulders. Neck is long and hold. Really squeeze the glutes to get the legs, to get your hips up. Okay? Deep breaths here. Be sure the breaths are more at the lower ribs and chest, not in the belly. Okay, we just worked the perineum. We want the perineum to stay lifted and flattening out the lower belly. You can feel it. Touch your lower belly, how it's flattening out. One more deep breath in. Raise your arms over your head and lower the back. One vertebra at a time. Beautiful. Take your time to get all vertebrae down. Ah, that feels good. Yes. And once you're all the way down, stretch your legs on the floor. Walk your feet to the right-hand side of your mat, both feet to the right-hand side. And then bring both arms, both hands to the right-hand side as well. And it's like you're a banana, like a curved banana. So both hands to the right, both feet to the right. You feel that stretched on the left-hand side. Step your hands and feet back to the center. And now the feet to the left. Bring your arms to the left as well. And you hold that stretch down the right-hand side of the body. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Lifting one knee at a time. Wrap your arms around your legs. Rock from side to side. Now as you rock your knees to the right, turn your head to the left. As you rock your knees to the left, turn your head to the right. One more time. Back to center, lift your head, nose between your knees, rounding out completely. And lower softly the head to the earth. One leg at a time, stretches onto the mat. Set your hand onto your heart. The other hand onto the belly. Take a deep breath in. And get that connection. I'm okay. Another deep breath in. As you breathe out, I am safe. Another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, I am loved. If you wish, you can bring your arms down by your sides, palms facing the earth, or turned up to the sky. Begin relaxing your feet and your legs. Relax your arms and your hands. Relax your hips and your shoulders. Relax your back, your tummy, and your chest. Relax the neck and the jaw. Relaxing all the muscles in your face. And in these moments of full relaxation, it's where we can also be the most creative. Allow your mind to wander. Take the breath now deep into your chest and upper belly. And as you breathe out, simply let it go. Another breath like this. And letting go. One more time. And letting go. Raise your arms up over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. Excellent. Lift your knees up against your chest and squeeze them in against the chest. Rock gently from side to side. Roll all the way onto your right-hand side. Press down into the floor to lift from the side. Good. Come to a seated position. Well done. Let's rub our hands together. Bring the hands over your face. Softly tapping around the eyes. Shake your hands out. We'll do it one more time. Hands at your heart center. Have a lovely Easter, everyone. A very nice afternoon. Thanks very much. Have some good chocolate, not too much, but enjoy yourselves. Take care. Thanks, everybody. Namaste.